Now entering the elevator to the retail underground. Enjoy the descent to the subversive layer of knowledge.
All right, we are live. What's going on tonight, Dan?
Not too much. What's going on, peeps?
That's right. We'll just sit here and chit chat for a few minutes while we wait for some people to get on here. Sorry, guys, there was a mix up when this thing was scheduling the live stream. For some reason, I thought it went through as 10 p.m. and some reason it put it through as 10:30. And then when I went to try to switch it back to 10 p.m., it was giving me a hard time. I don't know. Technology, whatever. It is what it is. But we're here. We're live. We'll have some people jumping on here shortly. And we're gonna just kind of talk here for a little bit while we're waiting for some people to come on. We've got some really cool stuff to go over. I don't know how long we'll go tonight, just kind of until the end. We got some really cool stuff to go over, though. We got some projects that are absolutely pumping. We have some news that came out recently about some coins that are being added to one of my favorite exchanges. So I'm really excited about that because I think that that's not only going to help those coins along the way, but also it makes them a lot easier to access overall compared to going through some of those really, really difficult exchanges that are kind of a pain in the ass.
Man, remember the dark times in like 2017 when you had to basically go and give a Russian a reach around to get half the cryptos and have them actually available. It was so impossible to get them. Like, you'd hear about them. It's like, oh my God, that's so cool. I got to invest. And then I remember we'd sit there, you and I would sit there and try to we'd be messaging each other like, oh my God, I think I found the cool one. All right, where do we find it? I don't know. I can't find the wallet anywhere. Or it's not available in the US. Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah. And then you got to go to some obscure exchange where you're sitting there do I want to give my information to this? This looks sketchy as hell. So
yeah, for sure.
How far we've come.
Yep, we have.
Far we've come.
So guys, let us know in the comments if there's anything you want us to cover on Retail Underground, or have Kyle cover in No Tie Required. If there's any questions you have, let us know. Shoot us a little comment down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you guys haven't subscribed to the channel yet.
Oh yeah. Hold on. There we go. Yep. Better put that up there. Shameless plug. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. What are you doing? No, seriously, guys, we appreciate everybody that has subscribed. The video that is dropping tomorrow will let everybody know how you can enter to win our giveaway. We did surpass 1,000 subscribers. So we have you guys to thank for that. So thank you so much for that. We will be dropping a video tomorrow that will have instructions of how you can register to win our giveaway, which we're going to be probably doing. We'll probably be announcing that on Friday's video, I'm guessing. We'll give everybody a couple days just in case some people don't see some of the other videos. We'll give everybody their fair chance to get it. So with that being said, let's just jump into it. So first and foremost, actually, you know what? Let me hold on a second. There we go. Let me get my screen up here. Oh, wrong button. Come on.
I tell you, one of these days he's going to get it. One of these days.
Take that off. There we go. Bam. Okay. All right. So big news right here. Gemini, one of my favorite exchanges right here. If you're not using Gemini, definitely consider using Gemini. I think that they have a phenomenal exchange. Very simple to use. Guys, this is very similar to Coinbase in the sense that you don't have to be super technical in terms of understanding how to use charts and how to put in your buy orders and how to sell it and everything. Some of those exchanges can be difficult. There's great ones out there, KuCoin, Binance, a lot of these other exchanges that do work really well. But when you're first starting out, they can be a little bit difficult and tricky to navigate and everything. So Gemini, very similar to Coinbase, and they are exploding in growth in terms of what they're offering. Again, they were, when I first got started, they were very conservative with how many options that they offered and who they offered. Now, what I like about them is typically if they carry a project or Coinbase carries a project, if one of the two of them has that project, you can rest assured that they've done their due diligence on that project. Okay, they don't just let anybody on their platform to trade. They are very, very strict with all their regulations and everything, to make sure that they're bringing only the best projects that they can find on there. So, typically rest assured that it's a very, very good project that they believe has a great chance of success. What you have to know about Gemini as well is it was started by Cameron and Tyler Winklevoss. Okay, anybody that doesn't know their backstory, basically they, the whole Facebook thing between them and Mark Zuckerberg, but beyond that, they are the world's first crypto billionaires. Okay, they are billionaires because of Bitcoin. They got a huge settlement from Facebook, took like $10 million and invested that into Bitcoin back, in the early days, bought a ton of Bitcoin and have held on to it ever since. Even when it went to 20K, they held on to it because they believed in the future of it and where it was going. Started their own exchange. And to me, if they're backing these projects, I am too. So as you can see right here, following 6 tokens entirely new to their platform will be supported for both trading and custody. Okay. Bancor, 1inch, Loopring, the Sandbox, Scale, the Graph, and Engine. Spoiler alert, tomorrow's video is actually going to be about this one right here. We've actually wanted to talk about this one here recently. I really am interested in this project and everything, so we are going to be talking about this one. We'll probably be talking about all these ones. We've already talked about these two right here. If you haven't seen those videos, definitely check them out. We're going to probably be doing an update video for Engine very soon because that has been doing pretty darn well. But big news for that. Gemini is a pretty good size exchange. Like I said, if you're not using it, there is a link in the description down below. Definitely check that out because I really do enjoy their exchange. So we've got a couple of them, as you can see, that we're going to be talking about here, ones that we've talked about on the channel recently, but also I want to kind of give some extra thoughts into, kind of what's going on with them and everything. The overall market, though, as we kind of look at it right now, not a whole lot going on in the overall market today. Actually, in the last 7 days, I mean, you can see kind of flat, not a whole lot going on. Waiting to see what happens. I know that they announced the second round of stimulus, I believe, goes out on Thursday. So, kind of curious to see what's going to happen with it. There are some that are absolutely pumping, and we're going to be talking about those ones on here, but not a whole lot going on. Cardano, an interesting week for it. It's up 14%, but it really hasn't done what a lot of people were expecting that it was going to do when it got the announcement that it was going on Coinbase. So I'll be really curious to see what happens with that moving forward. I think ultimately it's great news for it. I mean, it's absolutely great news because the biggest knock on Cardano was the fact that it was very difficult to get. Okay. Again, if you weren't savvy enough to be able to use Binance or KuCoin or one of those other exchanges, you weren't going to be able to buy it basically. Now it makes it just so much easier to be able to get your hands on, similar to the way Ethereum and Bitcoin, everybody has those typically because they're so much easier to obtain. Kind of moving on down through here, we're going to be talking about Theta. I mean, look at that. Beautiful number right there. Up 64, almost 65% on the week. Okay, so congratulations to anybody that has Theta for our crypto challenge, and Dan's going to give us an update for that here very, very soon. Towards the end of this, we're going to do an update on the crypto challenge. But yeah, up 65%, but that's not even close to the best one that we're going to be talking about here. I also want to talk VeChain. It's been absolutely crushing it. When we talked about VeChain on here, it was well below half this price right here. Absolutely crushing it. Filecoin having a great week. But the one I want to talk about is, we're getting close. Where are you? Right there. So I want to talk about PundyX. If this thing ever catches up, there we go. Up 114% this week. It kills me too because I literally made a video about PundyX and Dent. Wait till you guys see Dent. If you haven't been tracking this, keep your eyes on this one. I literally filmed the intro to those videos like 2 or 3 nights before the videos went live. I didn't have time to film the other parts of it that night, but I wanted to get the intros done. And then they literally just start skyrocketing the next day. I'm like, like that would have been so cool to get that out beforehand. But, hey, it is what it is. So PundyX absolutely crushing it. And we're going to talk about what that is here in just a couple minutes. But the other big one right here, Dent. Shout out to Bart. If Bart is watching this, great call on this one right here, having us take a little deeper dive into this project. Look at that. 265% on the week, another 70% today. Absolutely killing it right now.
Set, right? Am I reading that right?
What's that?
And it's one set. Am I reading that right?
Yeah. No, wait till you see the chart on this thing. Like the potential for this thing is off the charts. If this thing ever gets back to its previous all-time high, yeah, it's gonna. Well, let's just go. Let's look at it right now. All right, so up 73% today. We already saw what it's up for the week, but look at this. Look where it's been compared to where it's at right now.
Oh yeah.
I mean, if it even gets back to its previous all-time high, I mean, huge gains from where it's at. But especially if you got into this thing when it was literally, what I don't even know what that number is. Like
a third of a cent, almost a halfpenny.
I mean, literally, you could have gotten it at that less than, I mean, a month and a half, 2 months ago. And imagine if it gets back to its previous all-time high. Anybody that is wondering what Dent is, let me see if I can get this pulled up. If it's not, we'll see how fast it loads, because whenever I run StreamYard on this thing, it always seems, oh, perfect. So it's all built around mobile devices. I believe personally, mobile is not even just the now. Mobile is the future, guys. Anything that we do, most of our analytics that we look at for our YouTube channel on here, it's all based around mobile users because most people are watching on a mobile device. I do Shopify. Most of my Shopify purchases and views for my website are mobile. So everything that I do, I have to gear it towards what does this look like on a mobile device to make sure that it makes sense. So absolutely mobile is super, super important, but they go way beyond that. Okay. Let's just jump down here real quick so that you guys can see mobile data sharing. Okay. Worldwide data plans, global voice calls. I mean, huge importance on this because look, you can share data plans. If you are, let's say you're in college, you and your roommate can share data plans. If you own a business, okay, you can have data sharing for the entire company. If you have company phones, I mean, so many different things that they offer, worldwide data plans where you're not paying all these stupid fees. I think I actually said in my video that I made, and maybe I didn't, I'm trying to remember if I added the story into it or not. When my wife and I were on our honeymoon, and this was 5 years ago, okay, when we were on our honeymoon, we did a cruise. So we ended up going to Bermuda. Well, she would call, we tried to be very careful about how often we used the phones and everything. And we would try to call, like I called a few times back home and she would call back a little bit, literally used the phone for probably less than an hour, maybe just a little bit more than that. She had like a $500 cell phone bill from that. So, I mean, crazy amount. So, I mean, I love this project. I think that it solves a huge problem, has a huge use case for it. You guys know me. I love good use cases. So definitely check out Dent if you haven't already. Again, shout out to Bart for having us look a little deeper into that. There's so many projects out there. Sometimes it's hard to remember to talk about all of them or to remember to look into certain ones. But it was sitting outside the top 100. Now it's at number 78. It's climbing very fast. So,
well done, Bart.
What's that?
I said, well done, Bart.
Yeah, absolutely. Be cautious right now. It is at its most recent all-time high. It's still nowhere near where it's been. And you can see when this thing pumped, I mean, it pumped hard. So we could be seeing the beginning stages of something like that. But, just use your best judgment. Be careful. But I think overall, it's a big winner. Pundi X, this is one that is, I know, near and dear to my heart, and it would be near and dear to Dan's heart as well. So Pundi X is all about basically saving brick and mortar retail. Okay. I mean, there's a lot more that goes into it for that, but this basically allows brick and mortar to have a POS system that will accept digital currency. Okay. Anybody that doesn't know what POS is, no, it's not piece of shit. It is a point of sale. Okay. So it is something where brick and mortar retailers, when somebody is at checkout, they can accept digital currencies as a form of payment for that. Okay. It has a lot of other things that they're offering as well. I mean, as you go down through it, and sorry, again, the lag time on this when I run StreamYard is definitely real. But there's a lot going on with this project. Just know that this is kind of their main focus right here. They do have a Pundi X card. Really interesting project. I'm a big fan of it. I think that if they can pull off what they're doing, they are in 30 plus countries already. If they can pull off what they're doing, I'm a big fan of it. I think that they have a phenomenal use case. I admire their use case too, because, we both come from the brick and mortar retail scene. So think anything that can help that is a good thing. And here's the thing: I know Dan kind of falls in the same aspect on this as I do. I don't see brick and mortar retail going away. I don't see a world where we don't have brick and mortar retail. I actually think it's going to come back stronger than ever. People, especially now more than ever, sitting at home for the last however many months, like people are craving interaction. People want to get out and about and experience stuff. I think brick and mortar has to change and adapt to the times. And this could be something that helps with that as well. But I think ultimately, brick and mortar is going to come back and be stronger than ever, I think. And if they can figure out a way to adapt to the times, can come back strong. Yeah,
absolutely.
And then last but certainly not least, we got our boy Theta right here. If Theta will open, there we go. You guys know I absolutely love Theta. It is absolutely crushing it right now. And that chart is, there we go. So it's clearly sitting in an all-time high. So again, be very, very safe and be very cautious with everything, because as fast as this thing is rising, it could plummet at some point. I mean, there's no easy way to be able to tell that, but the way that it's going right now, I mean, it's absolutely running. And I think it's going to go a heck of a lot higher than this. Not professional financial advice, but I do think that this is just the start of where this thing is going to go. The reason that it is still pumping, because I mean, it's been pumping for a while at this point. I mean, this has been one that has been really running. The reason that this has been pumping, though, is they recently had some big news. Now, they do have their mainnet 3.0 that's getting ready to launch in a month, which is exciting. But the really interesting part of it, and we just discussed it in the video that is out today on this, they were granted a second U.S. patent, okay, for high transaction throughput micropayments to support decentralized video and data delivery. Okay, so anybody that's not familiar, Theta is a decentralized video service, live streaming service. Okay, they've actually been Steve Chen, the co-founder of YouTube, has went on record saying that he believes Theta will do to the live streaming industry what YouTube did to the video industry back in 2005. Okay, that's high praise from somebody that obviously has a pretty good handle on this entire industry and what it is. So I'm really, really interested. I mean, if they were granted another patent for it, basically giving them full reign to do whatever it is that they're going to be using this for, huge news. I mean, absolutely huge, and it reflects it in the price. That's why it's absolutely running right now, and has been for the last week and a half, 2 weeks, maybe even a little bit longer than that. But it's been absolutely skyrocketing, and this news just came out a few days ago.
Yeah, that's huge.
So yeah, I mean, really, really interesting stuff going on right now. Like I said, the rest of the market kind of sideways. I mean, not a whole lot of interesting stuff going on with it right now. It's kind of been sideways and everything, but I do think, we're gearing up. I think it's kind of prepping. I think Bitcoin has found that lower level of resistance where it's not really dipping back below 54,000, and it's kind of just hanging out there, 54, 55 today. It did get as high as like 58 at one point here recently. Still hasn't been quite able to hold over that 60,000, but I think it's coming. But the good news is, like I said, it's holding strong and not really dipping below that 54-ish number. So that's really positive. And then Ethereum, staying above 1,500, which is big because it's a higher level of support than it's seen previously. So I think maybe we're finding kind of where the bottom for Ethereum is, and it probably won't go below that again. So it may be the last time that we see Ethereum at these prices, so we'll see.
Absolutely. Hey, Dad, what is going on? Thanks for hopping on.
What's up?
We got on here?
John's on here. What's going on, John? How we doing?
John. Yeah.
Bart, what's happening? Like I said, shout out to Bart. Bart called Dent, I don't know, a week and a half, 2 weeks ago. He asked what our thoughts were, and I kind of gave my brief thoughts on it. But like I said, I up until then, I hadn't really been paying a whole lot of attention to it. You get focused on so many other projects and so many that's the problem. There's so many projects and just not enough money to go around to invest in them and everything, you know? So you have to kind of, you got to pick and choose your spots and everything. And Dent is a great project. You know, I had Dent back in 2017, 2018. And I had learned my lesson from Tron, so I was able to make some pretty decent money on Dent when it was running, because I did learn my lesson from what happened with Tron when I didn't sell it in time, and I was able to kind of, you know, ride it up and then dollar cost average and sell some of it and everything. So, you know, I had a good learning experience with that and everything. But then, you know, I just for some reason didn't really cross my mind to go back and revisit it. So no, that was a great call. Yeah, it's kicking ass right now. It's kicking ass and taking names right now. And I'll tell you, it's running. It's hard to say how far it goes before it finally starts to pull back a little bit, but it is running.
I just like the name Dent. I do.
Come on, Dan, do it. We know you want to.
Harvey Dent. Can we trust him? I'm a huge Batman nerd. I'm sorry.
That's right. For all you Batman fans out there, there you go.
But yeah, it just shows that something like, you know, if it's like Dent, which was kind of in obscurity a couple weeks ago, has all of a sudden shot up in the last couple weeks. Like you said, number 78 now on market cap and everything. And it's amazing. I mean, it takes just one little blow up and little blip, I should say, and all of a sudden all these people like you guys get on and put a little money into it, and it can just explode. It's crazy.
I mean, you literally look. I'm just looking at it right now on my screen real quick. You literally look at it, and it was dead in the water. Like there was just there was no movement on the price action. And I mean, you can look at it literally over the last year. I mean, anywhere from $100,000 to $500,000 in total 24-hour volume. And obviously, guys, the more volume, the more price action there is, either up or down. But the more volume that's going on over 24 hours, and then you can start to see a little bit of an uptick in December, but still not even over $1 million. And now all of a sudden, here we are sitting at $757 million in volume today.
Holy cow!
Like, I mean, wow. you literally go from you literally go from less than $500,000 to 757. I don't even know what is that. That's like a 1,500x. Like, I mean, that's crazy, you know. So but guys, that's the type of stuff that happens in crypto, especially as this market really starts to heat up. I mean, as we get closer and closer to summer, and it starts to heat up, those are the type of things that are achievable, you know. You never see something like that in the stock market. You're never going to see a 265% gain, let alone in a week, but probably the lifetime of something that you're holding on to, you're not going to see a 265% increase.
The FDA will come in and shut it down. The SEC or one of them, they're going to, that's the beauty of the blockchain and decentralized financing and everything, and just everything. There's nobody that runs it. The government can't shut it down.
Right. Well, and that's the beauty of it. That's why I think personally, crypto is going to be that generational wealth transfer. You know, it's going to be a huge changing of the guard in terms of, you know, the richest people in the world and stuff like that. I mean, because there are going to be a ton of people that make a lot of money in crypto. Part of the game too, though, and this is something that we are going to be dropping a video about very soon, is knowing when to exit. You know, it's a question we've been getting a lot of people wanting to know. What's your exit strategy? How do you plan all that? You know, and we've kind of hinted to it before in terms of dollar cost averaging, not only when you buy, but also you got a dollar cost average when you sell, guys. And you got to be willing to take profits. You can't marry yourself to a project. Like, you can't, you know, hey, I love Ethereum. I love, you know, Cardano. I love, you know, Polkadot. I love all these different projects that we talk about. But that doesn't mean that I'm like married to them and I'm never going to let go of it and everything and all that. I mean, hey, you know what? If it's made you the money and it doesn't owe you anything, you know, take your profits and then you do with them what you want, reinvest them into something else, or, you know, or take your profit and enjoy it, you know? So, you know, you got to be willing to do that, though. You can't just hold it and hope that it's going to go up forever, because it's not. You know, at some point you're going to get a pullback.
Absolutely.
Great question. John says, can you speak to BlockFi wallets, how and where to keep your holdings, how to best position your tokens so that you can pull back fastest in a dip? Great question, John. So BlockFi is very, very interesting. Basically, you can earn interest on, I think it's like 8.6% interest. And I'd have to double check what the interest rate for it is right now. But I mean, it's insane compared to, what you're getting annually in a savings account or something like that in a traditional bank. Most of them aren't even paying like 1% at this point, which is crazy. So yes, BlockFi is definitely interesting, and we are going to be making a video on BlockFi because it is something that's really cool. Now the neat thing too is we just talked about Gemini. And Gemini has a similar program to that. And I think Coinbase, I saw, is actually starting to offer something too, where you can earn interest on your crypto holdings, basically, or you can use your crypto as collateral to secure a loan type of thing too. So a lot of these exchanges and these different things are starting to do that, which is really cool. And in terms of the wallet part of it, I would recommend the safest way to do a wallet is a cold storage, what they call a cold storage wallet. So a cold storage wallet is something that is going to be offline. Okay. So it is putting it in like a Ledger Nano, something like that, where you are storing it. Basically, it's almost like putting it on like a USB file type of thing, something like that, where you're taking it off from the exchange and you're taking it offline, basically. So there's no way it gets hacked. There's no way somebody can go in and take it from you at all, anything like that. Now, there are certain exchanges where they do have better protection and stuff like that than others if you are keeping it in an exchange. And again, this isn't, not telling you which way to go with it or anything like that, but there are certain exchanges where they are, I would deem them a little bit more secure, and knowing that you can, if need be, keep your stuff there so that it's easily tradable and ready to go. But the absolute safest is to take it so that it is basically offline. Did you talk about the Dent price prediction yet? So we did make a video on it a couple days ago, and I had said at the time, and this was at the time, it was sitting at like half a penny, I believe, is what it was, if I remember right, when that was filmed. Which is crazy now because it's over a penny. So, I mean, it literally just in a couple days, it's doubled itself again. And it was already way up. But I had said at that point, at half a penny, I thought it was going to 10x. I said I could see it 4 to 5 cents. I didn't want to go as high as its previous all-time high where it was, just because it had so far to go at that point. But I had said we would also do an update if it kept on continuing to run and it was starting to show that it was starting to show that it had the ability to get there. So I'm right now sticking with my 4 to 5 cent price prediction. However, the caveat to that is I will amend that if Dent continues to do what it's doing currently. Like if it continues to just keep running and there's no sign of it slowing down, then yeah, we're going to all-time highs, and it's probably going to be closer to 10 cents, maybe even higher. Wow. Right now, the biggest thing is just kind of watching it to see if there's a pullback. If there's a pullback and it's a hard pullback, then I'm going to stick with where I'm at. Or if it kind of pulls back and then it stays stagnant, I'll keep it where it's at. If it just keeps on a tear, then I could see it definitely going much, much higher than that. Very similar to Theta. We already raised our price prediction on Theta because this news came out about the second patent being granted. We didn't see that coming ahead of time. There wasn't any information out there that was going to be a thing. And then once it did happen, it started just running like crazy again. And we had to kind of go back, take a look at it and say, okay, well, I think it could go again way higher than it is right now. And that's the thing you find. I think it happens with any market, but especially crypto. A little bit of news goes a long way. You get just a little bit of news and the price of something will absolutely just start skyrocketing, So I think that's something always to kind of keep your ears open and your eyes peeled for. Is there anything that's going on in the market that could make this, go run like crazy and everything? Cardano getting added to Coinbase. A lot of people, myself included, expected that was going to be something where it was going to increase the price, and it didn't. And I think going back and looking at it now, there was hints that they were going to get added to a new exchange and everything. Nobody really knew what it was, but there was hints that they were going to get added. And that's one of those situations where, you know what, you buy the news, buy the news and then sell the actual happening of it when it actually does happen, so because people were clearly buying it all the way up. It rose all the way to like $1.45 at one point, and now it's sitting back at like $1.14, $1.15, so buy the news on the way up and then sell it at the peak.
Yeah.
I saw Dent might work with Elon Musk. That would be really interesting. Something like that happens. Yeah, we're definitely going all-time high and well beyond that. I would personally think.
Yeah, for Starlink, yeah, that would be crazy. That'd be awesome.
You're going to get the Doge effect right there if that happens, where Doge pumped 800% in one day, partially because he was tweeting about it, partially with the whole Wall Street bets thing and everything. I don't know that for sure. Again, not professional advice. However, anytime you got Elon Musk on your side, watch out.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, no, that would be massive. That would be huge.
Well, Starlink is the satellites he's launching into space, right, for global Wi-Fi. That's his plan.
I think so. Yeah. So if they're partnering with that, like we said, we already know that that mobile is the future. Mobile's the now right now. Everybody has a smartphone. And try going 5 minutes without your smartphone. Like it just, you can't basically.
Yeah.
Nobody can, you almost feel like it's a part of you at this point. You feel naked without it type of thing. Yeah, I had earlier today at this when we were at work. I left my phone in my car, and I had to go back out and grab that because, you got to have it with you. So,
yep, absolutely,
huge, absolutely huge.
Excuse me.
What else we got, Dan? Anything else that you can think of?
Let's see. I'm going to give you guys a quick update for the Crypto Fantasy League. So hoping Kyle and I can get together and come up with the scoring Wednesday. I'm not going to give any guarantees, but I'm hoping Wednesday we can come up with at least the top 3 places. Because it's a lot of math and a lot of calculating to figure out each price and how it's gone up and everything, doing it by hand without a machine doing it. But we'll do it. Hopefully we can get you guys an update Wednesday, but we got another week and a half. And then we're going to find out who's the winners and who's the losers. So it'll be really interesting.
Right. Well, we already know who the winner is going to be, but who's coming in second place?
That's right. Which one of you guys are coming in second place? Because I'm winning. So.
I was gonna say I'm like Larry Bird in the 80s. Wasn't it him that went into the locker room at the 3-point contest and said, "Okay, which one of you assholes is coming in second?"
Yep, with a Miller Lite in his hand. That guy is a freaking Larry legend.
Oh, that's awesome. We got anything else?
Yeah, guys. If you have any questions, let us know right now. What do we got for Wednesday? Are we doing Jane Wednesday? Is that what the plan is, or are we doing?
I don't know. I haven't decided what Wednesday is going to be. It's going to be a
that was open on the schedule. We didn't actually
game time decision on that one. I don't know. What is it? What does everybody want us to talk about on Wednesday? We can talk more crypto if everybody wants to, but we can certainly cover e-commerce if you guys want to. Amazon, Shopify, Jane, Etsy, whatever you guys want to talk about. Let us know.
Yeah, Bart says, is everyone seeing the comments in the comment section? I only see my comments. Yeah, Bart, I think it might be your stupid computer. I don't know. I don't. I'm looking here, and everything seems to be. I think. I'm not sure.
Which platform for that? KuCoin to me has been the easiest one for it. I believe you can get it on Binance. Hold on just a second. Let me look. I think I got it on KuCoin. Let me see. Yep, Binance.
Binance. Okay. John asked if I had any new anatomically related stock tips. No pun intended. No, actually, no. The reason I don't is, looking at it, John, especially in the in the bull market we're in right now for crypto, I've been trying to transition as much as possible. When you see, even a 14% return in a week that a lot of stockers would dream of in a year, I've been trying to switch over a lot of stuff. So, see, John says e-commerce Wednesday. Yeah, and then hold on. Why is it not loaded?
Yeah,
There we
Bart
go.
says he got it on KuCoin
Theta, please
there.
go to the moon. KuCoin. Oh, if you ask Kyle, Theta is going to the moon. You just wait.
Oh yeah. You can take that one to the bank. Not professional advice, but yeah, you can take that one to the bank. Anytime you got Steve freaking Chen glowing about your project, basically saying that you are the YouTube of live streaming, basically. Like, well, that between that and your advisors are him, okay, the basically CEO of YouTube. Then you have the CEO of Twitch as your other advisor, like, and you're a live streaming service. Oh yeah, no, that's a great combo right there to have. So, like I said, to me, that is one of the surest bets in crypto. I mean, that's right up there with obviously Bitcoin. That's the surest thing of all sure things.
Yep.
Ethereum, Chainlink, Cardano, and probably Theta at that point for me. It didn't used to be either. Theta was down the list a little bit, but the further along you get, the more and more you like them, just because they keep coming out with good news. Like it just keeps happening. That's why I'm checking the price of it right now. I kind of want to buy more.
John says, "Can you buy with?" Oh, hang on. Why does it keep? Oh, there you go.
You buy with fiat USD on KuCoin. I was having problems understanding this a few weeks back. So what you need, John, what I would do is if you have fiat in something like Coinbase or Gemini, you can purchase Bitcoin and then just transfer that Bitcoin over to your wallet on KuCoin. That's typically what I do for it. I'm always leery about trying to put any type of USD money like directly into any exchange that's not basically that's not Coinbase or Gemini anyway. But I would definitely do it that way. Derek says, rank top 10 crypto in your opinion based on rate of return, not end dollar amount. Ooh, that might be a good video to make right there. Off the top of my head, Ethereum's definitely up there. If you're looking for rate of return, Ethereum's definitely up there. Cardano, it depends on the time frame you're looking at. Cardano now looks totally different than Cardano 3-4 years from now, I think. Excuse me. I think short term Cardano gets to $10. I think long term, it could be way, way higher. Theta, I think, has a huge ceiling. Chainlink. I don't know. That's a hard one. I'd have to think on that one a little bit, Derek, because there's a lot of really good ones. I'll make a video on that, though. Would you buy more Dent or PundiX? I'm going to do one or the other tonight. I'll tell you what, Dent right now, it's still running. I mean, it's up 74% on the day. I mean, it's still running. So, I mean, it's hard to say because you're waiting for a pullback on something like that. Anytime something runs that hard, you're waiting for a pullback. PundiX is starting to pull back a little bit because they had a huge run up. They had one of the days they were up like 65-70%. So they're starting to pull back a little bit. Whereas Dent is still running right now. So that's a hard one. I think if it was me, I think looking at where they've been previously, Dent still has a ton of room to grow. And based on the use case for it, I think probably I would go Dent only because of the fact that it's mobile. But I do love PundiX. Derek says, good morning, good evening, and good night.
Is that a
Absolutely.
Truman Show Is that a Truman Show reference? Out of
I
curiosity.
think so, yeah. I haven't seen that movie in a long time.
He says that to his neighbors when he leaves for work. Good morning, and if I don't see you, good evening and good night.
I haven't seen that movie in a long time. All right.
What else we got, guys? Anything else?
I think that's it. I think we got all the way through the chat there. So, guys, as always, we appreciate you guys showing up. Tomorrow, there will be a video up on the Sandbox. Definitely check that one out. Very interesting project. Very interesting.
Yeah, you were showing me that today. That is really interesting.
It reminds me of like Farmville circa 2009. You know, like remember how big that got though? Like Farmville was massive. So, I don't know. And Minecraft and all that stuff. So
Minecraft is still a multi-billion-dollar game that's played all the time. So.
No, it's gonna be a good video, guys. I'm excited about it. With that being said, we'll end it right there, guys. Everybody have a great night.
Yeah, have a good night, guys.